When you look back on everything that was Fight Club, how do you feel about it now? I know, and also, how do you feel about the fact that it almost never happened? I mean, I think a lot of people don't know the book didn't do well at all. I think you said they were even going to pulp some of the copies that weren't sold, and then all of a sudden it became this massive juggernaut that then became a flop at the box office, and then became this cult piece. How do you put that in your own history?
You know, you just keep writing. It was never about sort of selling a book in the first place. It was always about sort of exercising that demon in Tom's dangerous writing. So it was always about doing that fun, interesting exploration through a metaphor, presenting it every week to see if it would work, um, and then having the community of other writers, having that group of friends that weren't based on proximity. We weren't just people who lived near each other or went to university together or people who worked together. We were people who valued the act of writing, and that would keep us together for decades as a workshop. And so what becomes of the writing is almost inconsequential because the writing itself is so useful uh, in my life. And I would be doing it regardless of whether or not I ever sold anything or a movie was ever made.
Do you ever wish it didn't happen?
No, because it bought me my freedom from a day job. Yeah, it was the moment when The Apprentice actually turned out kind of a masterpiece. And that established me as someone who could do this thing. Um, and so, no, I would never, you know, wish it didn't happen.
But it's also not all glamour and gleam, that process.
Making movies is the most boring thing in the entire world. You know what's the only other thing that's more boring than making movies? Rich people. Oh my God.
Tell me.
Rich people. People who kind of seem to be focused around the abstraction of making money. Uh, their lives aren't very interesting, and their stories are incredibly dull and boring. Uh, and their problems are really not fascinating problems. So, you know, I hate being around wealthy people because they have nothing to steal. They have no great experiences. Uh, yeah.